Within the last year, NFTs have shot to the forefront of the crypto space. And while initially when I first heard of this digital marketplace, like most people, I kinda shrugged it off and thought it would remain very niche-y. But with it continuing to pick up momentum and me feeling like I can't go anywhere on YouTube without seeing a video about an NFT, and seeing this basic CryptoPunk sold for 4.4 million, or this one sold for 5.4 million, and even hearing about a simple tweet being sold for 2.9 million, my interest has definitely been piqued. But if I'm being honest, I don't know much about NFTs. So I thought it'd be fun to do some research and learn about it together. So let's figure out if NFTs really are the future of investing.
Approximately 10 hours later.
So let's start with a couple of the basics that had me put off from the first glance. The first, what does NFT mean? Well, non-fungible token more or less means that it's unique and can't be replaced with something else. Take Bitcoin, for example. Grab a Bitcoin and trade it for another and you'll have exactly the same thing. It is fungible. A one-of-a-kind trading card, however, is non-fungible. If you traded it for a different card, you'd have something completely different. For instance, if you had a Pikachu and you traded it for a Charizard, which would definitely be considered a win amongst the Pokemon community, it wouldn't be the same as trading something one for one. The second, how do NFTs actually work? Well, at a very high level, NFTs are actually part of the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Dogecoin, but its blockchain actually supports NFTs. It's also worth noting that some other blockchains can actually eventually develop and implement their own versions of NFTs, and some already have. And finally, what are NFTs? NFTs can really be anything digital, such as drawings, music, a short clip of investing legend Tai Lopez.
Knowledge.
But a lot of the excitement tends to be around selling NFTs as digital art. Now that we've got all that simple part out of the way, let's go into what I spent most of my time researching in, and that is what makes an NFT valuable. Now, I just want to clarify up front that the sale of an NFT going for millions of dollars is a very, very, very small percentage, just like with physical products. The vast majority of NFTs are not priced anywhere near that amount. So if you thought NFT was just a plaything for the super rich, I'm glad to have debunked that myth for you. However, the simplest way to explain the value of an NFT is to explain it by comparing it to a physical product. So let's go with art, because you can buy these as its physical form or as an NFT. For instance, if you are an art collector, you're probably going to pay a hefty amount for pieces from a rare artist. The exact same applies for NFTs. With digital art, you can also get your hands on some really rare pieces from well-known artists. Although a small benefit of actually buying the NFT version is you know for sure that you are the only owner of that one and true, very special piece. And more importantly, it's very easy to prove because it's authenticated. Well, most of them are, if that's what you're choosing to buy on the website. Although with physical art, not that it's impossible to prove that it's the original piece, forgeries are actually a huge problem in the art world specifically. And although they are checks that can be made and pieces can be authenticated by experts, it definitely isn't a foolproof system. Experts can be wrong due to human error, and even worse so, they could be in on the con. And you could end up with a fake despite paying a lot of money. With NFTs, you have a digital track record and proof from the get-go that you have the original piece. And while other digital versions may pop up here and there, like someone could just screenshot your piece of art, that doesn't change the fact that you've got the original. Subsequently, the only one worth anything. Therefore, the only one that can actually be resold and actually maintain its value. So proof of ownership is definitely one of the main components of why NFTs have value. Alongside the rarity of an item, the brand or artist involved, and the price someone is ultimately willing to pay. But honestly, if I were to explain everything I researched and looked into in detail, this video would probably be over an hour long. So as for the value side of things, I stumbled across a couple of short clips from Gary Vee that justify the value of NFTs pretty well.
I took a picture of Mona Lisa on my iPhone, so now I own it.
That means you own it, right? I love it. That whole argument. I actually got somebody with a much better version of it. I said, brother, go outside, stand in front of one of those little mansions. He was on Cape Cod. Take a selfie with the house in the background and say, my house. You're more than capable of right-clicking a JPEG. It doesn't mean that it's yours. That's what the blockchain is. I actually own my CryptoPunks. I can press a button and sell and make money. Like, you don't when you do that.
No one's ever been
everybody
able
made
to
fun of
sell
Lil
one.
Bow Wow
Yeah.
or Bow Wow for pretend he was on a private plane when he was on a, see all of you shaking your head? That's why, because it has to be true. Do you play video games?
Yes.
Have you ever bought skins or virtual things for your game?
Yeah.
That's an NFT. You wanted that item to be a utility in a world that you cared about, or, as I'm sure you'll admit, Joe, for the clout amongst your friends and other people by having that thing virtually. That is going to happen to everything in the world, not just the confines of Fortnite. So literally everything has the potential to be a non-fungible token. The metadata of access to humans, to companies, is going to be the game. When there's a NFT chip for Chipotle and it's a golden burrito, and if you have it, you get free for life, that's utility.
Now that brand idea that he threw out in that video with the unlimited food NFT type thing was actually the video that got me interested in learning more about NFTs. While the digital world today that we live in is definitely a big part of our normal world, having made that connection from digital to physical really helped me realize the potential NFTs actually have. On top of that, when I kept diving into more research and seeing how many elements they actually share with something like the gaming world, like being coded by rarity and collecting, to name a couple. And as an avid gamer myself, it felt a lot easier to understand the value of non-existent art or characters because of the amount of time and value I give to non-existent worlds and characters while gaming. And actually the first thing I did while browsing the marketplace on OpenSea was search for Harry Potter NFTs to see what they had for sale. And honestly, I was underwhelmed by the quality that they had. And considering how big the Harry Potter franchise actually is, it's honestly made me want to make my own Harry Potter collection NFTs and see how much I could flip them for. So while I think it definitely depends on if a large portion of our society starts to give it value, when you think about just how much value we give a blue check on Instagram or a branded shirt versus a non-branded shirt, you start to understand how quickly NFTs may actually grow. Don't forget, Bitcoin was once upon a time worth 8 cents. So we definitely could be at the start of a new wave of investing. Who knows, maybe instead of trading Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards like I did as a child, the next generation may be trading NFT versions of whatever popular cartoon is on at the time. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you'd like to see me actually maybe try my luck with NFTs and see how much money potentially I could make, let us know in the comments below. Here is a video YouTube thinks you like, and here is our last video.